All right, we're gonna be reacting to why does Gen Z look so old? Right there. I'm gonna go ahead and leave his link in the bottom if you want to go watch more video from him. Anyway, let's get it. God, why is
Women, how old do you think? If you look at these three women, how old do you think they are?
uh hold on.
If you look at these three women,
All right, this one look like she's at least 35. This one going to the 40s, and this one at least at least in her 30s. Yeah, like around 32.
how old do you think they are? Chances are you're thinking, okay, well, they're obviously in their mid 30s, but no, they're in their 20s.
Wow. Yeah.
And these photos are taken from a cast of a dating show in the UK called Love Island, where allegedly attractive people, usually in their 20s, go out and date and get in
Apparently not attractive enough.
drama and stuff. And many people online were starting to discuss, why does Gen Z look so old? Now, I think the elephant in the room in this example is that they've done a lot of cosmetic surgery, a lot of Botox and filler. It's pretty obvious, right? And I think that's got something to do with it. Gen Z definitely is more likely to get cosmetic surgery compared to previous
Huh. These two just look exactly the same. Just one just had a bunch of word on it. Lip filler, neck Botox. Jeez. Yeah, this is just
generations
wild.
at a younger age. And I think this causes an effect where you kind of assume someone that has a lot of Botox or lip filler to be in their 30s trying to look younger. You know, people have like a file in their brain for what this type of woman is, and it's usually a woman that is, you know, late 30s trying to look like she's in her 20s. And the actual visual difference between someone with lots of lip filler and Botox in their 30s and 20s is pretty much the same look.
Respectfully, you look like you're pushing 45. Stop getting filler or Botox, whatever you have. It looks so bad.
Just drop the camera. Drop it. Get off the camera. Don't. Damn, she getting cooked. How?
45? I get like, okay, maybe like late 20s, 30s. 22, yeah, shocker.
So
How old is she?
a lot of girls that get a lot of work done in their 20s, you put them in the box of women in their 30s trying to look younger. But there's a lot more to this. If you look at a lot of Gen Z, they seem to be developing wrinkles and signs of aging in their skin. More
Whoa.
Gen Z, they seem
Whoa,
to be
whoa, whoa, whoa,
developing
whoa, whoa, whoa.
wrinkles
Wait a minute.
and
This dude is 25 years old. My guy, what is going on, bro? You okay? You need a hug? Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. This dude look like he's pushing 40, bro. Oh God. I hope he's not like freaking 25 years old either.
signs
That's
of aging
crazy.
in their skin more early than others, both men and women. And in this cast of Love Island, lip filler and all that aside, there's definitely some signs of aging going on, like there's wrinkles on the face, in the under eye area, nasolabial folds, crow's feet. This isn't something you can hand wave away by saying, oh, they just look more mature because they present themselves more mature. This is the actual structure of the face being older. A lot of people do that in discussions of why people look older or younger. They kind of attribute it just to, you know, the hair and the clothes and so on. Isolate just the face and you can see definite signs of aging. I've noticed this with a lot of people in Gen Z, and even Gen Z themselves are noticing, why are we aging so quick compared to millennials?
I like that guy's videos.
And I believe this has to do with stress. Now, stress has a very significant impact on making your skin age faster and get damaged. Stress creates cortisol, and cortisol reduces your skin collagen, the thing that actually makes your skin young. Being exposed to more cortisol has a whole bunch of negative health effects. It literally makes your entire body age, it's not just the skin. And a lot of studies have shown that Gen Z have much higher rates of stress and other symptoms of poor mental health. And I know boomers are going to like,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, with all the bullshit that's going on and stuff like that, it can be very, very stressful. I mean, you may think that we're living in a very easy time now. True, but when you look at all the identity politic and just everybody trying to fit in everywhere and anywhere, it tends to be very, very stressful. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you have to walk on the eggshell around everybody. If you say the wrong thing, you may trigger somebody's feeling. If you lean toward the wrong political party, you may trigger somebody. Simply misgendering somebody, you may trigger their feelings. And you got some morons out there who literally have 20 different pronouns in their that they're identified by, and you expect me to abide by that. And if I go up to a he and I say, "How you doing, sir?" Boom, just like that. Um, don't misgender me. You look like a dude. You sound like a dude. You got an Adam's apple, my guy. What the hell do you mean don't misgender me? This is the type of stuff that Gen Z's got to deal with. Is that. It's like, you know, walking around a bunch of little toddlers and hoping that you just don't trigger one of them. That's what it's like. And that can be very stressful.
Come in and like furiously type at their keyboards. Oh, it's just being told that they're stressed. They're just creating problems out of nothing. But really, I don't think that is the case. I think Gen Z are genuinely more stressed than millennials. The general amount of just ambient stress in society, I think, has really escalated since around 2010. Think about what it's like going to school today. You're being exposed to so many things that are just gonna stress you the fuck out.
Man, I am so glad I'm out of school, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. School today is, you know, it has become an indoctrination camp. One party is trying to overpower the other party, and we all see it. And then on top of that, you got a lot of you know, pew pew going on in schools. When I was in school, the one thing that we had to practice was, protecting our head from a tornado or earthquake or whatever. And let's be honest, it never happened. And if it did happen, trust me, the tornado is not gonna see, oh, bunch of little kid with their head covered. Okay, let me take a different path. That's not how that works. But you get the whole idea. To this day and age, they don't have to worry about tornadoes or earthquake. They have to worry about, well, the person that they call my friend can come the next day with the, and then just, you got what I mean?
Trying to exploit women. Women are trying to exploit men. The world is going to end due to environmental reasons. Everyone's racist. Everyone's misogynist. You can't trust women because they're gonna divorce you and take your money. Like, there's so much like societal strife that is just around today that I just don't think existed. And I haven't even gotten into like the financial stuff, which is that the cost of a home is just continuing to get higher and higher, even when adjusting for inflation. So like costs of living all going up, and people know this. Like, people kind of see the writing on the wall. It's not a good sign. And people wonder why Gen Z is aging faster. Of course they're aging faster. Like, they're being stressed out of their mind. And I have a lot of sympathy for Gen Z, and I'm a millennial. I'm 31 myself. And whenever I meet someone in Gen Z, they always say, wow, you look so young. I think I've had a very stress-free life compared to most people. I've worked for myself my entire life, kind of get up when I want to, always get my 8 hours of sleep. The last time I cried, I think, was like well over 10 years ago. So I think I'm a lot less stressed compared to the average person. And really, I haven't even seen any sign of aging whatsoever. Like, I did a test for my health markers when I went to like some fancy gym, and according to my biomarkers, I'm biologically 20. So that's a good sign, right? Like, that kind of shows that if you have a nice, serene and chilled out environment for most of your life, things will go quite a bit better for you. I even got rid of my eye bags just recently, which I made a video about how I did it, which you can see if you become a channel member by clicking the join button. I think I, as an individual, has had a less stressful life than most people, but I think generationally, us millennials had it a bit better than Gen Z. When I was growing up,
I mean, some people are born in a different environment. Some people are forced to grow up quickly, and because of that, it can bring a lot of stress to their life, and so that's gonna, make them age a lot quicker and stuff like that. So, yes, you may have had an easy life, but you can't really compare your life to others because me myself, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was, I had to grow up fast. I couldn't just sit around and just let life go by and stuff like that. I had to grow up fast. I was able to manage it. Why? Because as a man, we're kind of designed to be able to manage a lot of stress. How do I know? Well, work, family members, and most importantly, women. You get the idea. We got to deal with all of that. And so we have more control over our emotion than women do. And so, I guess you can say I was kind of suited to handle a lot more stress.
And going through high school and stuff, we didn't really have any existential crisis, like, or any like societal strife that was, dominating our mind, like the culture wars, the woke identity politics. There was just not much of that. But we were young enough that we didn't get stressed the fuck out by the Cold War, nuclear war stress that generations before had. So it was kind of like in the sweet spot where we kind of dodged the Cold War stuff and the woke identity politics stuff. We were kind of in that like nice sweet spot, which I think is a big reason why a lot of millennials literally look younger than Gen Z. And
23? Lady, you look 35. This one kind of looks like her age, but you? Damn.
I think is a big reason why a lot of millennials literally look younger than Gen Z. And I think the woke
A 23-year-old look like a dad, bro.
Stuff is way more like insidious to people's health than people even realize. Like, I think it goes over a lot of people's heads. The identity politics stuff in society really skyrocketed after 2008.
But what I can tell you, what is a fact, is that recruiters talk. And recruiters, like the majority of Canada, don't agree with you. Do you know what that means? Do you have any guesses? Any guesses what that means? What that means is that if you need a job, you might not get one. If you want to keep a job, you might not get to do that.
You see, 2008 was when the financial crisis happened and Occupy Wall Street was a big deal, where pretty much everyone across the board were rightfully furious at banks losing money and getting bailed out by their money that was taxed from them. Oh, and the inflation and all the other stuff that they were behind. So I think Occupy Wall Street was kind of like a big wake-up call for these guys. I think that spooked banks a lot, and they decided, we need to distract people, we need to get them fighting each other. And just coincidentally, you started to see like the typical
Man, that worked better than they could have ever imagined.
identity politics keywords appear in articles like quadruple times the amount. Like terms like racism, misogyny, blah blah blah, all just quadrupled in media articles after that point.
Damn, that's crazy. Look at that. New York Times, and then just Los Angeles, and then all of a sudden, racism. Just, yeah, look at that. Right after the collapse in 2008, it just, from here, just started going right up. That's crazy, bro.
They figured out, oh shit, people are getting a bit too close to identifying us as enemies. Let's get these guys fighting amongst each other. So the media which they own, they got to produce all of this stuff to stress people out and make people fight against each other. There's so many grifters, there's so many rage baiters, there's so much like propaganda and like bullshit designed to make you distrusting of the man next to you. And it's just like, yeah, of course Gen Z are aging quicker when they're growing up in their formative years in this environment.
Where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z. Get closer. I am Gen Z and nobody ever believes me. When my mom and I walk out in public, people think that my mom is my younger sister.
I've even touched like the pandemic, the rumors of World War III. Like, Jesus, like, of course Gen Z are aging quicker. All the cortisol they're being exposed to is just going to annihilate the collagen in their skin. And that's kind of what you're seeing.
I was humbled so quick tonight. I was on live with my boyfriend and someone was like, how old's your girlfriend? And John jokingly responds 47. And the girl comments, oh, I thought she was early 30s. I am 23.
It's like if you have...
Oh, wow. Wow. At first, I thought it was like a compliment that she was actually 47 years old until she says she's 23. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Like a bird in a cage, and you keep rattling the cage and stressing the fuck out of the bird. Yeah, of course the bird isn't going to do as well as other birds. It's going to be a bit more sickly, not as robust, and you know, it's gonna have more problems, more health problems. I feel bad for Gen Z. Like, I do have a lot of sympathy for them. Despite it not being my generation, I see what they're exposed to, and I just think they have it quite rough. Which I know isn't like a popular sentiment. You know, everyone wants to talk shit about Gen Z, right? Now, I can't change any of this. I'm just some guy. But what I do hope I communicate in this video is the importance of reducing stress in your life. You can't change all like the crazy neurosis in the world, but what you can do is minimize the stuff that is stressing you out. Maybe it's not a good idea to consume rage bait content before going to bed. That might disrupt your sleep, increase your cortisol throughout the day, and so on. A big anti-stress life hack that I forgot to mention is getting some sort of app or browser extension that blocks news outlets so you can't see their content. The reason is that the content they make is literally designed to make you stressed and anxious for zero benefit. You aren't missing anything. These guys aren't going to tell you anything useful. So I've been doing that for a while, and I think it helps me out quite a lot. There's a lot of things you can do to be more relaxed throughout the day, and if you are interested in looking better, I think you ought to do it. And that's like an added bit of motivation. Not only does stress feel bad and have literal negative health effects, but it also has negative aesthetic effects. If you enjoyed this video, chances are you'll also enjoy my video of why millennials look like this. So
yeah, if you made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'm pretty sure you guys get the whole idea. All in all, stay safe. Men, hit the gym. Women, if there's any women who's watching, yeah, do women thing. Stay feminine.